everyone. So today I'm going to read another book stories. And this book stories is Anne of Green Gables. Ta-da! Oh, I love this storybook. And this is Anne of Green Gables. And sitting here is Anne, and she's eating a red apple with reading a book. I like reading a book like this. And I think this is a Green Gables house. And there is a movie too. I like to see Anne movies, so let's try to read the book. Well, I'm very, very excited what the story is about. So let's find out what this story about. Oh, I'm very excited. Okay, let's start. Wait. Ooh. Let's try to read it. 11-year-old Anne Shirley sat safely on top of some curtains at an empty train station. She clutched a shabby bag in her skinny hand. Two very thick red very head braids ran down her back. She had not moved for half an hour. Today was the most important day of her life. And big gray eyes watched as a man pulled up to the station in a buggy. Was this finally Matthew? Anne was an orphan. Her parents had died when she was a baby. For years, she had been passed from family to family. Finally, she had ended up at a home for orphans. But today, Anne was going to a real home, a house called Green Gables. Anne had been dreaming about this day for as long as she could remember. She was going to live there with Matthew Cuthbert and his sister Marilla. They had decided to take in an orphan child. "Are you Mr. Matthew Cuthbert?" and asked the man. The man nodded. Then he said kindly, "I'm sorry I was late. Come along." Matthew was wearing a suit, but he looked uncomfortable in it. He had gray hair and a thick brown beard, and thought he acted shy. "Do you shy if you meet someone you don't know?" Me too. If I am 7 years old, I'm very shy if I meet another person. But now I'm not afraid of some people that I don't know. I just mean, "Hi there," or like, "Hi," like that. Now I'm not scared. But 7 or 8 years old, I'm very scared of seeing other person. Then "Oh, hello," like that. Do you mean if you're 6 or 7 or 8 years old, you're scared? No? Wow, you're very, very brave. You're so lucky. Okay. Anne chattered during the whole buggy ride. She was happy and excited. She couldn't help letting out those feelings in words. But Matthew didn't say much, but Anne could tell he liked listening. Finally, the buggy pulled up to her new home, a perfect little place. Green Gables was a smug wooden house with white blooming cherry trees on one side and a neat yard all around it. "It seemed like a dream," Anne said joyfully, "but it is real." A tall, thin woman came to greet them. She stopped in surprise. "Matthew, where is the boy?" Marilla said sharply. The word hit Anne hard in her mind, and saw herself being sent back to the orphanage. "You don't want me?" Her voice trembled. Then she threw herself into a chair and burst into tears. Marilla looked at Matthew helplessly. She told Anne, We need a boy to help Matthew on the farm, but we won't turn you out, not tonight anyway. Anne was miserable, but she wiped away her tears. For the rest of the day, she worked hard and tried to do everything Marilla asked. She helped with the dinner. She washed the dishes and dried them too. Still, Marilla was firm. Anne would have to go back to the orphanage. Matthew did not agree. He was quiet, but he liked Anne. She's a real nice little thing, Marilla, he said. It's a pity to send her back. Anne could see that Marilla usually made most of the decisions yet by the end of the next day. Matthew convinced Marilla to let Annie stay at Green Gables for good. It was their duty to help him younger. Also, Marilla would not admit it. Part of her admired Annie's spirit and finally had a home. Still, things were not easy. Marilla grew to like Annie more, but Annie wasn't like other girls her age. She talked all the time. She had such a strange idea. Wouldn't it be nice if roses could talk? She asked Marilla on her second day. I'm sure they will tell us lovely things. Marilla snapped. I don't believe it. Imagine things different from that they really are, she said. She was particularly Anne, on the other hand, was not. She made friends and did well at her new school. But Anne was a dreamer that often got into trouble. Marilla didn't know what to make of her. One Saturday morning, Marilla came down from her room. She looked upset. Anne was shelling peas in the kitchen, but she was not thinking of peas. She was thinking of the church picnic. It was all she had talked about for a week. This would be her first picnic ever. Her new friend Diana, Ruby, and Jane were going to be there, and there was going to be ice cream. Anne had never tasted ice cream before. Diana tried to explain it to her, but she still could not imagine it. Anne, did you see my purple pen? Marilla asked. Yes, I saw it in the other day. And he said her mind was still on the picnic. Did you touch it? Marilla didn't like anyone touching her things, but the pen was so lovely. The purple stones sparkled like a starry night. Y-E-S-S, and hurried to explain. But I put it right back on the dresser where I found it. The pen is gone, Marilla said coldly. Tell me the truth. Did you lose it? Marilla had it lies, but Anne wasn't lying. She made Marilla look squirrely. No, I didn't, she said. Marilla did not believe her. Go to your room. Stay there until you are ready to confess. I don't care how long it takes. But I didn't do anything, cried Annie. And the picnic, it's tomorrow. Marilla's face was as hard as stone. You won't go to the picnic until you confess, she said sternly, and stayed in her room. Matthew tried to talk to Marilla. He knew that Annie's heart was set on going to picnic. Marilla will not give in. The next day dawned sunny and clear, perfect for a picnic. Anne couldn't miss the picnic. All her friends would be there. There was only one thing to do. Marilla brought Annie's breakfast to her room. Annie was waiting for her. Marilla, I'm ready to confess. I was a beautiful, rich lady. I put it on my dress. Marilla sat on the bridge. I took it off to look at it. If I read again. I took the pen. I imagined I was a beautiful, rich lady. I put it on my dress and went outside. On the bridge, I took it off to look at it. It slipped through my fingers. It sank forevermore in the lake. Marilla was shocked. And you are a wit, girl. Yes, Anne agreed. Now can I go to the picnic? Picnic? You're not going to any picnic. And sprang to her feet. Marilla, you promised, she said. Okay, there's a quiz for you. Do you like quiz? I like quiz. Okay, first, why did she just confess, but Marilla don't like her confess? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding ding. Are you ready to come? Are you ready to know why Marilla doesn't yes, because and I want to really go to the penny, but that is not true. That she tells the I took the pen, I imagined I was a beautiful bird. That is not a real story. She just made it. But she just said she won't really go to the picnic, so she just made the story by herself. She we see in the first chapter, she like to imagine and talking like that. We imagine like this, right? So she imagined like that the story. So, but she just said, but Marilla feeling is really sad and really angry because Marilla thought this is not true, because Anne have to be really sorry, but in here Anne did not feel sorry, right? So Marilla is very angry like that. So do you know now? Okay. Marilla was firm. Now there was nothing Matthew could say. This morning, passing this movie, Marilla got busy. She ran in the yard. Then she went up to fix wrapping her favorite black lace shawl. Marilla picked up the shawl. The light struck something on the shawl. Something purple and sparkly. Marilla gasped. It was the pen! All at once, Marilla remembered she worn the shawl to church the other night and had laid it on the dresser when she had returned home. Marilla went to Anne's room. Anne, I just found my pen stuck on my black shawl. Why did you tell me that story? You said I had to stay in my room until I confessed, and said wearily, I confessed so I could go to the picnic. Marilla sighed, and all of a sudden she laughed. Anne, I was wrong. If you forgive me, I forgive you for your lie. Now go get ready for the picnic and jump up. Isn't it too late? So this is what's going on. So let's talk. Okay. Like this, okay. So the Marilla doesn't know Marilla is so sad, but in her shawl there's something purple and very shiny. So what is it? So Marilla wants to know, right? So this and this is what, yeah, Marilla purple pin. Oh, so she got it like that. Oh, so Marilla thought, oh, I'm very I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry like that, right? She felt sorry too. But if you guys, if you just imagine, if you are Anne, then what you are going to do? Please comment. Okay? If you are Anne, just imagine like this. Oh, if you are Anne, like, oh, if I am Anne, what are you going to do? Are you going to tell the truth? Or you just want to tell the story like Anne? Or you just like lie like that? I think if me, I want to tell the truth, because truth is most important things of life. But a little scary thing is like Marilla is like what? Like that, then I'm very scared. Right? If you please comment, write if I'm Finish the story. No, it wasn't. It was only 2 o'clock. Anne flew off to the picnic. She and Diana won a 3-lap race against a boy. She rode on the lake. She ate a big scoop of ice cream. Meanwhile, Marilla admitted to Matthew that what had happened. I learned a lesson, she said, and it's hard to understand, but she turned out all right, and no home will be dull with her in it. After that, Anne and Marilla got along better. Life at Green Gables was almost perfect, except for Anne's red hair. I can imagine away my freckles and green eyes and skinniness and moon. Matthew, but I cannot imagine that red hair away. It was in a spore spot, but a new boy at school, Gilbert Blythe, did not know that, and he did not think much of Gilbert. The first time she saw him, he winked at her. He was used to all the girls liking him. He was very handsome. One day, Anne was sitting at her desk, looking out the window, dreaming as usual. Gilbert was trying to make Anne look at him. He made faces at her, but no luck. Finally, Gilbert picked up the end of Anne's long hair braid and said, "Carrot, carrot." Oh no. That is not very nice, because if I am a black hair, right? So I just a little mixed with the brown. I'm black and brown here, so someone pulls my hair and said, "Oh, that is not very good." And about Gilbert, I think Gilbert don't know that, because if girl don't like it and say it is carrot too, that is very not good. What? Please comment that what are Anne going to do? Oh no. Let's give a hint. Anne is very, very angry. She's using a stick. I just give this a picture because you don't know. Oh, wait. Wait. Oh no! Oh no! Then Anne looked at him. She sprang to her feet. "You mean hateful boy?" she cried. And the walk. Anne brought her slate down on Gilbert's head. The slate broke in two. The teacher put her hands on Anne's shoulder. "What is going on?" she asked. And said nothing. It was Gilbert who spoke. "It was my fault," he said. "I teased her." The teacher did not care. He made Anne stand in front of the class for the rest of the day. He wrote, "Anne Shirley has a very bad temper" on the blackboard. He even spelled Anne's name wrong and did not cry. She was furious. This was Gilbert's fault. She will never, never forgive him. And she didn't. Gilbert tried to say he was sorry and he walked right by. The next day, gave her a candy heart. She growled under her foot. "Iron has entered my soul," she told her friend Diana. Anne's pride had a long memory. Sometimes Anne's pride led her into trouble. That was what happened the day of Diana's birth. The girls had tea. They played games. Soon they got bored. In the backyard, they started giving one another dares. First, Carrie dared Ruby to climb a huge willow tree. Ruby was scared of the fat green caterpillars that lived there. She did it anyway. Then, Josie dared Jane to hop around the garden on one leg. Jane tried, but her leg gave out on the third corner, and dared Josie to walk along the top of the fence. Josie walked it easily. She gave Anne a smug glance. The look caught Anne drew and drew. She tossed her braid. "Advance," she snapped. "I know a girl who walked the peak of a roof." "I don't believe it," Josie said. "I dare you to try it." Anne turned pale. Walked the roof? She was scared, but her honor was at stake. A light troop was leaning against Diana's house. In a minute, and scrambled up in. Soon, Anne was standing on top of the roof. She started to walk along the peak. Oh, it is very dangerous. You have to do not do this, guys. This is a very dangerous thing to do. But an apartment, don't do it. And stories like this, but real, do not. If you fall down, you will die, and you'll be hurt your leg or something. So do not do it. I dare not to do it. Something like not so dangerous. I want you to do something not dangerous, like fun and exciting thing, play games or play doll like that. Not the roof. Or playing around in the field like that. It's good, but do not go on top of the roof, okay? Please promise me. Jingle jingle. Promise. Okay, did you promise? After a few steps, the disaster struck and swayed. She lost her balance. She stumbled. No, she fell, sliding down the long roof into the brush on the ground. Whoosh on the ground. The girl rushed over. And are you killed? Diana shrieked and sat up stiffly. No, Diana. I am not killed, she said. But my ankle. Diana's father was called for. He carried Anne back to Green Gables. Oh no. Anne's ankle was broken. It will take weeks for her ankle to heal, and will be stuck at home for 7 long weeks. Since luckily I have a good imagination, and that's Marilla. Some people have no imagination. What do they do when they break their bones? There were other times, however, when Annie's imagination was not a blessing. There was time when Annie had that idea to act out a poem. Annie and Diana, Jane, and Ruby loved to read poems. Their favorite poem was about a beautiful maiden named Elaine. Elaine died of love for Sir Lancelot. Then her body drifted in a boat to her lover's castle. All they needed to act out Elaine's death was the pond in Diana's butter boat. And you must be Elaine, Diana said. Elaine can have right here. And cried, but no one else will do it. Diana and Ruby were too scared. Jane was too practical. So Anne got into the boat. She lay back to close her eyes. Diana placed the blue flowers in Anne's hand. The girl pushed the boat off and drifted away for a few minutes and enjoyed the scene. Then she felt a trickle of water. The boat was leaking. Oh no. Anne scrambled to her feet. The trickle became a river. The water in the boat covered her ankle. More and more water was leaking in. At this rate, the boat will sink before Anne reached land. The boat drifted toward the bridge. It had only one chance, but it passed a support, and grandma there was nowhere to go from there. She was stuck. The boat drifted away and promptly sank, and he heard Jane, Diana, and Ruby scream. She knew help would come soon. It was sooner than she imagined. Gilbert came rowing under the bridge. He was shocked to see a familiar girl with red hair and big gray eyes looking down at him. And Shirley, how did you get there? He asked. He pulled his boat close to Anne. He helped her in and said furious and dripping, of all people, why did Gilbert have to be the one to rescue her? Gilbert rowed to shore. When they landed and sprang out of the boat, Gilbert put a hand on her arm and he said, "Can we be friends?" And paused, the half-shy, half-eager looking Gilbert's eyes stopping her. Her heart gave a quick, queer little beat. Then the memory of the day in the school came rushing back to her. No, she said coldly. All right, Wilbur said, his face red. I'll never ask you to be friend again. She held her hand quite high. Still, she almost wished she had given a different answer. Then she started at the path for home. Home, that was truly that what Green Gables had become. It was handsome, and almost before she knew it, 2 years had gone by since the day. Matthew picked up her at the station. One evening, Marilla put down her knitting. Charlotte and curled up onto the rock. Marilla had learned to love Anne deeply. Now Marilla could not imagine the place without her. And Matthew adored Anne more than anyone. When we took you in, Marilla said, we promised to do our best for you. Marilla and Matthew didn't have a lot of money, but still they wanted to pay for Anne to study to be a teacher. They'd been Annie's dream to become a teacher. Oh, thank you, she flung her arm around Marilla. I'm so grateful to you and Matthew. Annie's heart was filled with joy. She had a family now, a family that included Marilla, Matthew, Tiana, Jean, Herbie, all her friends, and all her neighbors. Marilla hugged Anne back, and you will always have a home at Green Gables. It's a happy ending, so there's still many the story, but I think this is just a little book. I think this is an old book. I think I read it in 5 years old. This book. So see, like old, right? Here old, but I still like this book because this book is very, very fun and very exciting to read. And it is a little version too in here because it is a little old. And if you like it, please subscribe and like, and please comment too. Many. Today I am going to read until this book, and tomorrow I'm going to read another book. Okay, so let's find out what the story about. Yeah, if you like this story, if you read this story in your house, please read with me, or you can just hear what I'm reading to you. Okay, that will be very good and fun. So bye bye everyone. So today we're reading until here. So tomorrow we'll read a fun and exciting books. Okay? Bye bye everyone. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye bye. Have a very exciting day. Bye bye.